you read some of the ARB decisions that have come down, guys like Noah Cates, even the one out in Vegas as well, the guy that just kind of burst onto the scene this season. Forgive me, I'm blanking on his name. Those aren't as favorable to the Oilers. Pavel Dorofeyev. Was it him or was it someone else? I don't care. The ARB cases that have settled haven't been good for the Oilers, but this Trent Frederic deal looks good in terms of getting McLeod to a lower number and potentially settling with McLeod before this thing gets to ARB. I think everyone involved in the process would like to see arbitration avoided to some extent. If you can get McLeod for 2 years at $4.6 million total, so $2.3 million on the cap for the next 2 seasons, I think you do that every day of the week. And I think you would probably even go up a little bit as well. McLeod's pace is 33, Freddie is 32, but McLeod played like 20 less games. Yeah. So I think you're probably right around that ballpark at 2 years, $2.3 million per season. Let me know in the chat on YouTube if you would do that. I'd be all over it. I'd go up to 2.4 if it's a 2-year deal. And then again, to do the whole salary cap exercise, you can kind of from that point see how much you have left for a guy like Evan Bouchard. Right now you're at $5.6 million. That is with 12 forwards on the roster, Lane Peterson being forward number 12, and it's with 6 D-men being on the roster, Nurse, Ekholm, Cece, Kulak, Desharnais, and Niemelainen. So if they were to run with a roster that is 7 D-men and 12 forwards, you take Peterson's $700K off. That puts you up to about $6.3 million. You're down to 3.9 if you get McLeod for 2.4. That gives you enough money to perfectly line up a 2-year, $3.8 million deal for Evan Bouchard, which is right in line with what Keandre Miller and Bowen Byram got. I think you can kind of see how things are probably going to fall out here. The Sherwood Ford Giant offseason question of the day is doomsday scenario. Shout out to Sherwood Ford the Giant. I'm happy to be back driving the Nation truck after taking a 2-week vacation and not taking the Nation truck on that trip.
It even got an oil change here when you were not here.
I know. It was very exciting.
Service.
I felt like a very pampered on-air host when like Kennedy was like, I'm coming to pick up your truck from your house. And then Sherwood Ford's going to come give it an oil change. And then I get back and shout out to Sherwood Ford and Kennedy because that's the beauty of it.
Hey.
They'll come to your place of work. They'll even come to your home. They'll do your oil change right there. And they'll drive on off. You don't need to really lift a finger. Sherwood Ford, the Giant.
And he did it so fast.
Really?
Yeah. It was like, I showed up as he was underneath. By the time I got up here, he was done.
On the other hand, he didn't just do the oil change. I got a message after being like, hey, there's a couple other things, not emergencies. You got to look at these with the truck. So Sherwood Ford does it all.